Midwest Spirits Occult Experiment 1, Ganzfeld and Astral Travel, March 19th, 2023. For this experiment, we want to see if subjecting a known sensitive to the Ganzfeld Effect would facilitate directed astral travel. The Ganzfeld Effect, or Ganzfeld Experiment, has been used by parapsychologists since the 1970s to test for extrasensory perception. The subject is placed in a comfortable position and undergoes a unique form of sensory deprivation. All auditory perception is blocked through white noise. Then, the subject's vision is blocked and replaced with a unified field of color. After a few minutes in this state, most people experience vivid hallucinations. Parapsychologists believe these hallucinations may have meaning. For our experiment, the subject will be placed in a chair wearing headphones and listening to a white noise generator. They will also wear standard swim goggles that have been painted over with a semi-transparent finish. Placed in a room illuminated by red light, with a singular, powerful red light focused on the subject's eyes to produce the unified field of color. A ritual will be performed to set the intention for the experiment. Two other participants will prepare a description of a place they have seen before in visions. After writing down the description, they will speak it out loud and attempt to project that image mentally to the Ganzfeld subject. After, each participant will ask a question they believe can be answered in the place they described. Last, they will pull a random tarot card and project that image to the Ganzfeld subject as well. The Ganzfeld subject gives a running description of the visions they experience. This sets up the possibility for 3 hits. If the Ganzfeld subject describes the place, if they give a reasonable answer to the question, if they give a description of the tarot card. Note, as often happens during these experiments, we had technical difficulties. We do not have video footage for the first round of the experiment, but do have audio. The video has been replaced with still.
Hecate Episcopos protectas. Hecate Nodia clear the path. Hecate Lampados light the way. Hecate Propilia prepare the gate. Hecate Clydokos unlock the gate. The path is open. The way is clear. Let our will, our voices echo through time and space. So mote it be.
You stand next to a lake on a gray sand beach. On the other side of the small lake are cliffs with thin waterfalls splashing down. Everything is bathed in a warm light, creating rainbows in the mist of the waterfalls. You look behind you, and you see a large, strange, rambling house with many outside staircases leading to multiple doors that appear to lead to different apartments. Playing in the lake and splashing in the waterfalls are strange creatures, ranging in size from a small truck to an elephant. They look somewhat like elephants, almost like woolly mammoths, but their long hair ranges from light to dark blue. They have tusks and big eyes, oval-shaped, and larger in proportion to their heads than any animal you've ever seen. They are playful and gentle, with the younger, smaller ones being curious and friendly. One of them walks up to you and strokes your head and shoulders with their long and soft trunk. You ask them, how can we regain our balance with nature? What can we do to ensure all creatures can fulfill their potential in a safe and clean environment? Hierophant.
There's lightning. And tall reeds. Walking through shallow water and a sun reflected on the water.
Oh, she got water.
There's a arch. No, it's more like a T-shaped structure. Pillars. Pink clouds. Jewelry dangling from an ear. A hand on stone. Stone book. The jewelry is geometric, or the person is more geometric. Reeds are thick, and I can hear frog sound. And the moon is waning through the sunset. There's a ship with sails, 2 sails and a mast, going across sand in the distance. A cat. Big cat of some sort. There's a hand on the book. Stone tablet book. And a footprint. In the shallow water. These people are either out of phase or geometric shifting beings. The ship is far away. There's a cat person. A cat person. They have a hat. Like a crown made of fern. And the sound of wind. In a spiral shell on the ground. And what looks to be like a railroad track made of 7-pointed stars. But like a track running through the 7-pointed stars, all connected. There's a lot of light. Can't really hear anything talking. But there's dripping in the water. I can see the drops creating ripples. There's something in the water. Tadpoles, maybe? Small fish? Something says you can. It's like a structure. Like a tent. The flaps flowing in the wind. But it's more like a pavilion, but flat. Jewelry is round, like an earring. Bright light. It's like a room, but it's empty. Geometric people. They're holding dishes that have clovers on them. Tracks. I could see out a window. It's near the falls. I hear a voice. Mahogany. It's warm, but not humid. They, I don't know that they understand me. The cat thing has a snub horn. There's a great big crystal lotus flower in the room. The light gets so bright it's hard to see anything anymore. You can hear the frogs again. There's a mountain range. And the mountain range is a structure built into it. hard to see it. The reeds in the area of the water is denser, more vegetation than water now. I really can't see the mountain range very well and the structure built into the mountain. It's like part of the mountain, like black shale and crystal quartz, unrefined. And that weird rail structure. Bells.
It's about 15. You want to switch over?
Black Fields of Nod is a large open field of swaying black grass and cracked earth. Far to the north is the silhouette of a mountain range. To the west, a vast black sea with a massive tree rising from it. Somewhere in the eastern fields, there is a smaller tree made purely of starlight. Here, it is eternal night, Eden abandoned, the land of the dead, the place a witch's soul will return to after passing. Tell us about the tree in the eastern fields. The tower reversed.
It's a soft light. With tree that blossoms. Fleshy plumes. It's a chasm with a bridge, a rope bridge. Sturdy. There's movement, it's fluid. The light is like a light above my head is like a mandala of purple, almost orange above me, like lace. I can't see very far into the chasm. It's smoky or misty. The bridge seems to go on forever. There's thin, long-legged, multi-jointed thing that occasionally blinks in and out of the air, floating. It doesn't seem to have a face. It just floats and flashes. And the lace above my head has like synapses occasionally lighting up. There's little lights in the chasm, like fireflies. There's stars. Mystery is the word I hear. Veiled stars. It's another thing I hear. Poignant. There's more talking here. Like, whatever's here understands that we communicate this way. This feeling of calmness, even though you're so high up in the air on the bridge. And I don't see the tree anymore. It's far away. It's like a faded end of the bridge. It feeds out. The light from the above sky is sending weird light around me. It's an apple. I don't know if the thin being of sticks and bone is holding the apple. And they're people walking. It's like a dome. That's why the sky looks so weird. There's people walking on the dome. I can catch glimpses of their feet and silhouettes occasionally. But I can't figure out how to get to where they're at. The light chasm underneath me is fairly bright. It's hard to even see the little lights now. There's a weird scroll I'm holding like a map. And there's a skull with a crown on the map or scroll or whatever it is. There's a cricket on the edge of the rope. That's part of the bridge. And when I look up, I can't really tell where anyone's going or doing. The lights below me flicker. It's like light on light. Apple is gone. I don't see the stick people anymore. Or being or whatever it is. I'm not really sure that's a people. It's something. There's a insect? No, it's a bat. Maybe? No. It's more like a crane. It's close. Its cloak of feathers. It's almost like it's wearing a cloak over its wings. It's tattered. very crane-like. There's the edge of the land that the bridge is connected to moves like a saw. Like a saw with teeth that are not sharp but soft and longer than a normal saw teeth. Like a circular saw, but not cutting blades. It's a box or something box-like on the land, and one of those trees with the fleshy blooms. I don't know what kind of box. It's just vaguely rectangular shaped, like a crate maybe. There's like a tunnel in the crate. And maybe a necropolis even further away, down under the bridge. The people, when I look up, it's disorienting, and so I try not to do that. Looking down is not so bad. I don't see the metropolis place anymore. It's once again just mist with the flickering lights of fireflies or fairies, or I don't know what they are. They're too far away. They're too big really to be fireflies unless they're really big bugs. There's a spire down below, like the St. Petersburg spires. Part of the city that's below is so many different rooftops. It keeps filling with mist, so I don't get to see it. The mist is so high now I can barely see my feet.
So that's another 15. I think it's pretty good for a first session.
The light is bright. And, yeah, it's far away now instead of closer.
You just had your first Ganzfeld experience. What do you think?
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, I don't even know how to describe it, like camera work of when you play video games and things, kind of like when you blink slowly and then open your eyes kind of vibe, even though I wasn't doing that. It gives that flashes of continuous feed. Is the only way I can describe it.
I felt like the hits, there were a couple.
Okay.
Like, for me, you got water and you got waterfalls.
Okay.
What would you say?
So one of the things for mine was I asked you to describe a tree in the area.
Oh.
The very first thing you said was tree.
Okay.
And then later on, you started mentioning stars, which had something to do that pertained to the tree. However, your mentioning of the stars wasn't connected specifically to the tree that you mentioned, but
Okay.
those were still technically hits that happened. The interesting thing is, though, is that the place that I sent you, you mentioned things that do exist in that place,
Okay.
but I didn't talk about in my description, so
Okay.
they don't really count because I didn't mention them.
Sure.
But they are places that exist in this place.
Okay.
So what do you think about the things you did see? Because to me, they sounded pretty alien.
It was pretty fantastical.
The first one, especially. I mean, the reeds in the water, that was fairly normal. The frog sounds were very vivid. But the being, and I think there was maybe one, maybe two, the only thing that could discern about them was the jewelry piece.
You kept describing them as geometric.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was because they're shielded or I wasn't in focus with them or they didn't want me to see them. It was like jagged geometric shifts around people.
Kind of like censoring?
Yeah, but censoring in a three-dimensional kind of way.
You a scanner darkly.
Yeah.
PK Dick.
I was going to say, is it kind of like in The Sims, when The Sims like are doing something when they don't have clothes on and it censors their body?
No. It's more like blurred out, but geometrically blurred out.
Okay.
Like I'm looking at an individual that's vaguely humanoid in shape, but instead of seeing the humanoid, they're like blurry, but the blur is all geometric, three-dimensional kind of thing around them.
What surprised you the most?
The closeness of the bone stick thing.
When you first saw that, you sounded a bit disturbed because you went,
Well, it was like right there. It was like
bone stick thing. So you saw a bone.
It was like made of multi-jointed bone, thin like bone, in a skeletal kind of way, but
Can you go grab the tarot card that's on top?
But made of sticks instead of bone. Is the only way I can describe it. But it was like it appeared like right here, and then it would like flash, and I could see it like far off, and then it would like flash, and I would see it here again. I never saw its face. It had a ovalish kind of head.
Yeah. So this was the card.
specifically, I pulled it reversed.
So that kind of bone tail thing
That's interesting.
that's on there is interesting. Go and turn around and hold up. Let me try to get another shot of it here. So yeah. Fascinating.
You did mention a tower.
Yeah, I did.
Because you mentioned something how did you word it?
Aspire.
Yeah, but you referenced something very specific.
Like the St. Petersburg Spire.
That's what it was, yes.
Yep. Okay.
So that at least holds relevance to the tarot card.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
But I would say the second one kind of kicked in my vertigo because I kept trying to look up and down.
Okay.
The dome thing was just freaky. It took me a while to realize it was a dome, because of how disoriented it all is. I could hear sound, but I couldn't ascertain much or any of the sound. The second thing, and how different it was the really surprising part of it.
The two sessions.
Yeah. I mean, it was very different. It felt different. In the first session, I felt like me, maybe moving through the water sometimes. The second session felt like I was there, but not physical. So it was hard to get my bearings in that place.
So you felt like the second one was more of an astral projection, but the first one, you were there.
I felt very there because I could feel the water, because the water was really thin. It was really low. At parts, it was more muddy than water.
Yeah, the water was one of your hits.
And the reeds and the weird hat thing that was made of ferns.
Neat.
Yeah, very, very
Okay.
weird, and it was a unique experience for sure. And the second one, I had words. I don't remember what they were now, though. You guys caught that, I assume.
We got all the audio, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Mystery.
Yeah, like veil and
Mystery.
mystery
And then stars.
and stars. That's right.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, we'll have you come read what we wrote,
Okay.
what we were projecting,
okay.
and we'll definitely do some more of these.
Cool.
Cool. Awesome. Grow and learn with Midwest Spirits as we develop our own paranormal investigation team. Patreon subscribers will receive access to all our videos and podcasts ad-free, access to our private Discord server, watch our recorded online planning meetings for all investigations, special extended cuts of our occult experiments and documentaries, extended cut of the Midwest Spirits podcast, and bonus videos and other content. Help us make paranormal investigation more thoughtful and introspective, not just ghost hunting and jump scares. Join now, and until January 1st, 2024, receive all benefits for just $5 per month. Don't miss your chance to be a part of a new and groundbreaking paranormal team. As always, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.